Hey everybody, February 10th, 2021, and our little snow flurries have started here in the DC area. It's calling for some, I don't know, snow. Who knows what's going to occur? So what I'm getting a lot of texts about and clients, friends, etc., is they're really being triggered by what is going on in DC. And this whole beat that dead horse is what they're showing me. Okay. That horse was beat for 4 years, inside and out of every nth of the law. For 4 years, a man was persecuted, all the while trying to do a job to help others. It doesn't matter if you're for or against that particular party. This is a human being, a divine human being, a blood, God source human being that elected to do a job in hopes to make change, which is what anyone that goes into a position attempts to do, whether it's a business, a larger corporation, government, etc. They don't go in with the intent of, oh, let's see how much we can F this up and how much money we can collect. Well, I think you're seeing that too. People that use their title and their branding to unwittingly fool people and collect money and power, as opposed to truly being of service from the heart center. All right. So a lot of people are being triggered by this all coming back up again. And most of us that are awake already know what that angry energy is all about. It's because there's a big threat there that this particular person may come back around. And what they want to do is lock them up, throw away the key. And that's not really for us to judge. It is for us to stand up. It is for us to say, I don't like this. This isn't right. This isn't fair. Let it go. Let's move on to rebuild and heal. But those who are saying, let's move on, rebuild, and heal, are spending all of our taxpayer dollars on frivolous chasing of anger, wanting to beat that dead horse. And I think this is what's triggering people, is we want more say in what our elected officials are doing. And we're feeling stifled. We're not able to do that. And then there's also been threats of censoring. Like, oh, if you're for that side, we're going to persecute you. I'm sorry, folks. America was not founded on that premise. So you can't hurt somebody or persecute somebody based on race, religion, origin. It's just wrong. And I can't help what's happened in the past, but I can certainly help what's happening in this moment moving forward. So I'm working with a lot of the blue star celestial energies from the Pleiadians, working through my higher self and my guides, and working with many clients on that to help shift those triggers. There can be a fire in your belly, but don't let it be something that will create reactions to environmental crapola. And then all of a sudden you're saying and doing things that are very out of your character because you're out of body. You're out of body. So as painful as these triggers may be, working with grounding and breathing and loving ourselves and stepping away from that sandpaper that our face is up against, and maybe give things a little time for our own physical and energetic bodies to rekindle and come together and articulate and simulate in one beautiful being that we call our soul. So being high-spirited doesn't mean you've got to be high-mouthy or kicking and screaming and stomping. So strategy has to be used. And in order to build a strategy, you have to be grounded and see all the moving parts. You can't see those when you're moving all over the place. And I'm encouraging each and every one of you to remember you're tapping into the collective triggers as well. So taking all that into account, that much of this might not be yours, but it feels very agitating. Okay? Now, an analogy came to me, and it shows like an old roof and old pipings in the house. Someone comes to do an estimate and they say, dude, your roof is a problem. Dude, your pipes are a problem. And they will ignore it until they have a little leak. And then sometimes they'll just patch that little leak. Next thing you know, you have another leak. And you have another leak. And you have another problem. And that person can still be in denial that everything needs to be replaced so that you can salvage the rest of the house before it's destroyed. And I think that's what a lot of us light workers are attempting to be, the new pipe in the new roof. And we're seeing a lot of people who have their eyes closed, like the homeowner who refuses to do anything about their roof or their pipes until it is acute and critical, which costs more to fix in the end. So you hear the expression, drain the swamp, is because DC is built on a swamp, right? And we all know that when we start draining something, all the ugly yuck that's been hidden down below begins to surface. And I know for me and many people I work with, you got to see it to believe it. And I really think that that's the divine plan, is much of this has to be visually seen and physically felt to see what's been buried in that swamp for a very long time, and to really clean it out properly and rebuild. So many of us are not in denial. We may be searching for a path to try to help. And, if it isn't time, talent, or treasury that you can give to a project like this, or yourself, or anything else going on, so you can be in the wholeness of you, visualization and prayer is very important. So sending those who have to make decisions on your behalf so much love, so that their librium is equal, so they have equilibrium, and that they're making decisions for the highest good. And that takes analytical, logical side of the brain. It takes the creative artistry side of the right brain, and it also takes the morality of the heart to do the right thing. And I think we're seeing many people rearing their ugly heads, and the truth is getting peeled away, and we're being able to see translucently at the denser, darker energies within individuals and within collective groups that have been in control. But there's a lot of us on this side of the fence that are sending so much light not only to ourselves, but to the environment in which we live and the environment in which these people in power at the moment have to make decisions. So we have to soften ourselves a little bit in order to really send out that vibrational energy to those who are in these positions. And then you have those who are in opposing positions that seem to be the minority, the ones that want to do the right thing and are doing their best to hold fast to that commitment and that honor and what they believe to be right, not only for this moment, but for days, weeks, months, years, decades, and eras moving forward. But we only have right now in this moment. So right now in this moment, our job is to hold fast on our energy, collect it all together and not be triggered so that we want to hurt someone, or we want to smash a wall, or we're using words we wouldn't normally use, and we're lashing out maybe at people and expressing ourselves in ways that maybe we wouldn't have been so aggravated and agitated to react, which is really not who you are in your heart center. But we do need this fire in our belly. We do need this fire in our heart, because it's the whole truth, nothing but the truth is what we all really truly want. And we also have to remember that we each came here to play a part. And so those who are not awake yet, we don't need to be angry with them and want to hit them. We just need to continue to do what we're doing and allow the vibrations and the fairy dust to just go out everywhere so that it's collected by those who seem to be very dense and hardened in their minds and in their heart at this time, in hopes that somebody's fairy dust somewhere from their energetic sending out will begin to awaken those who refuse to see the other side and are holding so fast because they can't believe that the lies might be the truth. All right, so that's the real reality of what we're going through. And remember, we're not here to wake everybody else up. We're here to align our own energies and wake ourselves up and be in the highest consciousness that we can possibly be through our God source self. And others will figure their way. They will figure their way. And if they're not vibing on your vibe, separate yourself the best way that you can from the people that just aren't vibing in your way. And don't entertain bad behavior. Okay? So I'd like for you to practice your breathing as much as possible. Close your eyes. Allow your eyes to filter through all the muck that's being collected, all the dust particles, and allow your eyes to water and self-clean, which then opens up all things with your breath and resets and gets you back on autopilot. And again, I'm offering the Blue Star Celestial Energy Healing for $45 for 45 minutes on Zoom, or we can do FaceTime or whatever. Just email me, and in the subject line put new session. So in the meantime, much light and love to each and every one of you. I know we're feeling all cooped up, and it's winter time for many of us, so we're not out there getting our exercise as much as we want. Maybe we're reaching for heavier foods because it's comforting. And, you know, for whatever reason, things are getting us unbalanced. Set your intention to align and to rebalance. And it can happen very quickly throughout the day if you set your intention. All right? Please like, subscribe, share, leave me a nice comment. And until the next video, bye.